All right, well, what's up, folks? This is Mike Allen. You're listening to One More in the Barrel, being recorded on location at Oklahoma Smoke in Moore, Oklahoma, right off I-35 and Main Street. I'm joined by my special co-host today, Mr. Rodney. I don't know Rodney's last name.
Rodney Carothers.
Rodney Carothers. And we've got our special guest, Brice Davis. We're just going to cut that part out. And just
we all miss Matt. Yeah,
Brice Davis.
Well, hey, I got your first name, Mike, so don't be. It's all good.
How are you guys doing today?
Man, I'm awesome. I'm good.
You got to enjoy this Oklahoma weather we've been having.
Boy,
it really
temperamental this year.
I'm telling you, man, it's been nice.
I turned my air conditioner on at the house on Christmas Day. Go figure.
Right? Yeah. This
80
is
degrees.
This is the last day of deer season. This is only my third deer season hunting, and this has not been the kind of weather that you want to have for a good year.
Not a good year for the deer hunting.
But it's been enjoyable for someone who doesn't like getting cold. It's been real nice. It's been real nice. I'm curious what spring's going to look like. I mean, I guess it feels like it's already here. I got stuff sprouting and turning green.
Oh, I do too. Yeah.
Today can really give you that spring fever. Really, the last couple of days.
Yeah.
About the time you get started doing stuff outside, here comes the snow.
Yeah.
Run you right back in the house.
I love Oklahoma.
I do.
I love Oklahoma Smoke.
It's an adventure.
That
yeah.
too.
Thank you to Oklahoma Smoke for allowing us to record in here, and the amazing bar staff for keeping us satisfied.
I agree on that. Cheers.
Hydrated. Cheers.
Yeah.
Cheers,
We did the last show was with a brewery, and they started with some cheers. That needs to be a thing. Yeah, whether it's the coffee or the beer,
There you
Coke. Yeah.
You just don't know what's in that coffee cup.
Kind of like
some
Blake.
of us might know.
Kind of like Blake Shelton, how he always has that red Solo cup. You just never know.
Yeah. I got an idea.
Yeah.
Brice, tell us a little bit about what you're doing tonight.
Well, I'll tell you what, I got an opportunity tonight once we leave here to go up to Guthrie, Oklahoma, to the Lazy Arena for tonight's International Finals Rodeo. It's an honor to go back out there and be able to sing the national anthem, especially being prior service. That really means a lot to me, and it's an opportunity just to be able to be proud of, to be a part of that organization and the event.
I was pretty jazzed when Ian told me the lineup for today with a musician and an artist like yourself, and the fact that you are a vet, and you sent me your profile, and I jumped on there and I see all these national anthem performances. I was like, that's so cool to know we got a veteran performing that song. Like that's really gotta, I know every time I hear it still, I get a little bit of,
I do it every time.
I just got goosebumps myself, man.
We may have you do a little bit of it here in a little bit, but I'll tell you the story. That's how I met him. That's what brought us together. Is we were doing a fundraiser for the Toby Keith Foundation after Toby passed away, and I just put it out on social media, invite any musician that wanted to be part of the tribute and memorial to come and play. And Brice contacted me and said, I'd just like to come sing the national anthem. And I said, you're on. So the day we get there, and it's a big crowd, Brent's there, and they're all like screaming at me to get started, get things rolling, but my national anthem guy's not there yet. And he's telling me I'm on the way. So I'm in the background texting like, dude, where are you at? Come on, man, you're killing me. Come on. And I'd never met him. All of a sudden I see this dude walking through the crowd, and I look at him, I know it's him, and I'm like, get up here. And he's like, what? So we get
making an entrance.
We put the show on, and he does the national anthem, gives you the goosebumps and all. And then after it was over, I go, dude, where have you been? He's like, man, I didn't know there was a time. I was just taking the back roads, listening to the radio. Well, I'm over
the scenic route.
I'm over here, and the spotlight's on me, just like waiting for the show to start. Anyway, so he did the national anthem, and we hit it off as just buddies, and then we started playing music together, and we have a band called the Brice Davis Band. I play in it also. And he does, the national anthem at the Indian National Finals Rodeo, which is the best you have?
Yes, this year will be the 50th anniversary, and I've been invited to come back and sing there at South Point Hotel. It's in Las Vegas, Nevada, for the Indian National Finals Rodeo.
Wow.
And if anybody's listening that sees this, that has any ties to the University of Oklahoma, Brice would love to sing the national anthem at an OU game.
That's
for
real.
Our goal. We're trying to get him at an OU game. So
it's definitely my bucket list. You know, my dad went to school there for a little while, but he used to take me to the football games, and so he's kind of instilled that Boomer Sooner in me at a young age, and so it's definitely on my bucket list to be out there to sing.
Well, we'll be hashtagging OU Boomer Sooner, all that stuff.
There we go.
There we go. See if we can get somebody's attention on that one.
Brice Davis on the national anthem on the OU field. That would be an honor. That'd be cool.
Yes, it would.
And then I get to go with him.
Of course, you're always with me.
Maybe a Thunder game. Now, we got some world champ basketball team here. Like, get those guys to give you a call too.
Yeah, sure. I'd be delighted to be a part of that.
I know that Crimson and Cream though. That runs deep.
Way deep. Brice is also about to go to Key West and do the Mile Zero Fest. He's got a couple of opportunities
I heard about
to sing the national anthem there to kick the festival off, which Mile Zero is a huge thing. It's been going on for a lot of years. And I actually tried to get him to take me with him as his handler, be his manager, and all that. And then my wife's like, no way, you're not going.
Didn't she say maybe next year?
She said maybe next year.
Well, hey, it's recorded. We'll make sure to cut that out. That sounds like a yes.
Yeah,
probably with stipulations. Maybe a family package.
Yeah, probably.
Be a good time for a vacation for the family.
Yeah, I went to Key West. One of my sons got married there. We drove down. My wife and I. We took a couple of days getting there. Stopped at Gulf Shores, got a room. You know, just made our lazy way there. And on the way back, I had to get back for some reason, and I drove straight from Key West.
God.
I mean, I stopped to get gas and use the restroom and was back on the road. My GPS said 26 hours when I left, and I made it back to Oklahoma City in 24 hours.
God.
I'll never do that again.
Gulf Shores is the last long straight-through drive that I made with a buddy, and that's for the birds.
that Key West drive, man, it was brutal. So then we actually, coming from on I-40, we made it all the way to Shawnee, and my wife was hungry, and we pulled over, and I got her something to eat, and she said, "Do you want me to drive home?" I'm like, "Oh, you're not stealing my thunder. I promise it. Not from Shawnee. I'm going to finish it." Yeah, and we did. So, talking about the music deal, Brice we've got some music coming out. We're actually recording now as we speak. It's being worked on. Brice is a great songwriter, man. He's got some great songs. He does. His first song that we're working on is Oklahoma Rain, and what I like about his songwriting is he writes from his real life experiences. So Oklahoma Rain has a story. He's got a song called "The Only Time I Act This Way Is Just Because of You," and it's from a relationship problem.
Yeah, I think everybody can relate to that song who's ever been in a relationship,
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes Brice he's a single guy too, by the way. I mean, yeah.
Look out, ladies.
I told him I needed to start screening the applications on the women he dates.
Our friends and family are always giving you advice, good advice on relationships and life, which is always good to have too.
Yeah. I have a saying, don't pet it. He knows.
Yeah.
Leave it alone.
I'll tell you what else is something cool, though, is after I am down in Key West, I'll go up to Hollywood, Florida, and get to sing the national anthem at an Indian rodeo. I'm going to be down there. So this month is definitely filled with the national anthem, and I'm honored and privileged to be able to do it and sing it. And
yeah, we'd love to get him to sing it because, man, he's one of the best I've ever seen live. Like, I mean, true to the song, and I've heard it 20 times now, and it still gives me goosebumps. Matter of fact, when we play shows together, I start the show off with him singing the national anthem, and the response from the crowds is awesome. Yeah.
So, write your own music, and in a day and age where you're competing, I don't know about competing, but there's the onset of AI and fake music coming out. Like, what are your thoughts on what your process looks like compared to somebody else being like, "Oh, I just got an idea, let me throw this into Chat GPT or whatever and spit out a bunch of lyrics." Like,
well, yeah, it's definitely a lot easier probably going that route for sure. With the songs that I've been given and the melodies I've been given, it's from the good Lord.
Yeah,
I can't make it. I even prayed one time, Lord, will you help me write a song? And I'll be lucky and blessed. I've written a few. So, yeah, you've always got that out there. My thing as a musician artist is just always try to be true about what you're singing about.
Yeah.
I know when I was even in college, I was given songs from my voice professor, and she was like, you've got to have an emotion to go with that song. If there ain't no emotion, there's no artist. There's really nothing to express. So I always make sure, and I've always tell the crowd when I play, hey, this is something I can relate to or something I've been through. So real emotion is going to come from me with this song. And so that's what I try to stay true. Kind of like what Willie Nelson says, 3 chords and the truth.
Yeah.
I think the first song I learned was only 2 chords. But I was excited.
That was
to be able to play
I don't think that
song.
my talent is anywhere close to yours, but that was the first something someone told me was G, C, and D and the truth. Yeah. You're good to go.
What's my nickname?
Yeah, Rodney's nickname, you guys that don't know, his name is 2 chord.
I've tried to play guitar my whole life.
Bass player?
I'm a drummer.
Okay.
I play drums, and I've been trying to learn guitar, and everyone tries to teach me, and I learned 2 chords, and that's all I got by. So,
Great story.
My friend Chuck Goff, that's passed away now, but he played bass for Toby Keith, and he said when we'd get ready to go somewhere, he'd go, "Come on, 2 chords, let's go."
So I haven't let it down, Chuck. I'm carrying on the tradition, brother.
Talking about the AI deal, though, I've experienced some of it, and I don't know how to feel about it. I mean, it's easy, but there's also some copywriting and some licensing that I think is going to come about because, and with my band 90 Proof, our lead singer has taken his own lyrics that he's written and put it in, and that comes out, and but he's also just put an idea into AI. And it sends a song out. So, like, let's say it's going to happen. It's going to happen. One of those AI songs is going to become a #1 hit,
right?
A big hit. And
it already has.
Yeah, and we've heard a bunch of that. They don't say it is, but well, who's going to get the copyrights? Who's going to get the royalties off of these songs? And how do you, as an artist, how do you go? It's kind of like if you cheated on a test in school and turned it in, and then the teacher said, "Okay, do this one," and they figured out you didn't really know what you were doing.
Right.
You just cheated. And so that I feel like there's going to be an artist with that hit that doesn't know how to write a song. They don't know the whole wagon wheel of how to start a song and write it and come up with all the the parts of a song.
You can't replace a soul.
No, and what I say about Brice is that every time he sings one of his songs, there's someone in that crowd that relates to his story that he just told in that song. It's real life.
Yeah.
So AI is just going to give you the generic Cactus Mountain, Coyote Howling, whatever, and there's no emotion, there's no soul in it, and I can tell. And years ago, Nashville, there was a couple songwriters that exposed it, and when you heard all the new country coming out, they were all on the same trail. So you put them on Pro Tools, and you watch 5 songs that were in the top 10. And you watch them, and by the time they get in the middle, they're all lined up. It's the same format. It's the same. It's got that back slap, clap in the back, and more power to them. They're making money off of it. They're doing what they do, but it's all the same. It's just generic to me.
Yeah, and I think that'll be one of the things that causes it to fail.
Yeah,
is you find a recipe that works, okay. But eventually people get sick of eating the same thing every single day.
And then everybody jumps on it. Now we're all eating black-eyed peas.
I want something real.
Yeah. I see that in the music business, and I don't think the songwriting will ever die because there's enough guys like Brice and all over the world that have that passion for writing your own story.
See, and I'm so curious to see, like, growing up, and I remember. And mom was in love with George Strait, and I think the first movie that I ever remember watching ever was Pure Country.
Yeah,
and then
a great movie.
and then getting older, it was like you had the onset. What seemed like the evolution of the music industry to me from the couch looked like America's Got Talent, and I can't think of the other one, but it was these television shows where it's like the guy who sang in the bars and went to the radio stations and, really put in a grind. Like, that story almost seems like it's gone. And I'm kind of curious, like, if things like AI are going to bring those types of grit back.
I think it will,
because it's being so, it's just been so marketed and capitalized on of the quick path. Let me just put you on TV in front of a bunch of people, have a little contest, and now you're a big star 2 years later.
Yeah, and a lot of those, I mean, it's a great opportunity, it's exposure, whatever, but a lot of those you don't see that, or even the good ones you see that disappear, and some of the winners they never make it because they didn't pay those dudes.
There's not a story
to go out there and live that life. Yeah,
like there's not a developed story there. There's a flash in the pan.
Yeah, I remember one time I was dear friends with Toby Keith, and he was we'd been in the music business for 20 years, and he had his first hit, and he blew up, and then now everybody knows who he is, and they would call him an overnight success, and he goes, yeah, it was a long overnight. It was like 20 years. Yeah. So, but and that's what it was. And so a lot of those people that don't pay those dues, they get caught up in the hype and the fame and the money, and they don't know how to live the lifestyle. So, and it is a lifestyle, traveling, playing. I saw a T-shirt the other day that said the definition of a musician is a person that loads $5,000 worth of gear in a car and drives 200 miles to make $50. Yeah, right. It's not all money, I'm telling you,
man.
We do it for the passion.
I've going back to George Strait, like I've bought tickets twice maybe 3 times to a George Strait show, and I've only gone once, and it was the Cowboy Rides Away tour, and he was singing A Showman's Life, and I was just like, man, what an idiot! I'm never gonna get to see this guy again. But I think that song kind of emphasizes what it's like to be on the road, and nobody told me about this part.
Man, I'm telling you, it is way different. I mean, I have 2 sons that are traveling musicians, and they get it. They love the lifestyle. But I know so many people that fought to get on the road. Yeah. And man, it's not all the glory. I mean, you get about 75 minutes of glory in the crowd or whatever. The rest of the day, you're sitting in catering, you're sitting in a van or a bus or whatever, and you're looking at the back of a venue. So, and the same thing with like my traveling band. It's like you get to go out there and play for an hour. We do three hours a night, but play for an hour, and everybody loves you. And then when you leave, you're still the dad and whatever. So people are hard to adjust to that. They don't see the behind the scenes. So.
Yeah, with the mobile stage that we have now, it's my perspective of what goes on behind the scenes has developed over the last 2 years. We've only had it for a couple of years, and man, we were just talking last episode with Buck from Core 4. We do an event. I was gonna say, so the Fourth Friday events, we bring the stage down there, and boy. All kinds of logistics on the backside. Oh, yeah. And it's cussing and sweating right up and through that show. But it's like the thing that I have come to just love about it, and I'm kind of curious, if this is your experience, but it's man, it's a pain in the ass. But I love the community that is behind it. I feel like there's such a stroke of the kind of active duty camaraderie, in that production environment that that the crowd's cool, and they're gonna come up and can we shake your hand and take pictures, whatever. But it's like that dude, that was running cables, and playing the keyboard or whatever. It's like those are your friends.
Yeah, we couldn't do what we do without them.
Sure. Yeah. Oh yeah, totally. It's my motto, or I've always been taught, is it's we, not me. Yeah. You got to make a dream come true. It takes a team, and I think some people go through life sometimes trying to make it their own way. I'm guilty. I tried to do it, but it's not right. Good Lord's help and those around that He puts in front of you to help you. That's a lot easier.
Yeah, it's like when I do club dates. At the end of the night, I go around and shake every staff member's hand. Yeah, bartenders, the security guy, anybody that's working there. I think I try to. Yep. I mean, I get most of them most of the time, but I go shake their hand and tell them thanks for helping us out tonight. You know, and some of them are like, "Whoa, nobody's ever done that before."
Right?
But it means something, you know. The
Golly.
security guard is keeping us all safe. The bartender serving everybody. That's
The guys who dropped off the porta potties.
Yeah.
Like, I tell you
No
what,
doubt. Yeah.
like those are some underappreciated folks out
And
there
that's
at those
a job
events.
that's
that we've done.
underappreciated. But let him not deliver them. You'll find out. how
Oh
important
boy,
he is.
yeah.
For
I've
sure.
you know, I've taught my kids whenever we go into a store or restaurant or whatever that you know, I'll prod them like, hey, what do you say? You know, they'll look at, you know, the waitress, or, you know, sometimes I send them through the kitchen and they'll say, "You're doing an amazing job."
Yeah.
And I'm like, and you know, those people just,
That's
man,
awesome.
they light up.
They light
And
up.
you know, I tell them, like, you know what, lots of people go into places like this, venues, you know, whatever, and it's, you know, I want to talk to the manager because they got, you know, something to complain about. And I'm like, you give somebody a compliment in a service position, and man, you probably just made their week.
Oh, absolutely, man! I'm telling you, it goes a long ways. Just, you know, just a handshake or a thank you or hey, you're doing a great job. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because they don't hardly ever get it. So please. And then we've got some shows booked. You and I.
We do.
Yeah, what's coming up?
Is
We
it
got some-
February the 3rd. We're at Mooney's for
Yeah.
an acoustic.
Yeah.
That'll be with Aaron Wall and Dale handles the sound for us there.
Yeah. Boy, what a great guy he is.
Oh,
You want to talk about a guy that started out, didn't know what he was doing, like you play with all the sound and stuff. This guy just went and bought a PA and wanted to be a sound guy, and he was lost, man. He was lost, and now he's probably one of the top in the state that I know personally. He's good. Yeah,
Yeah, does it with a lot of passion
he
too.
does too. He enjoys it. Yeah. Thank you, Monica. For sure. So yeah, we've got some shows coming up, and then we played at Bill's Steakhouse here locally.
We do.
Get a good
You know, I
response.
only just found out about Bill's like in the last like maybe year. Fantastic little
It's
spot.
like
Cool.
a
I
hidden
love that.
gem, man.
Way
You
Yeah.
never know.
Kind of like Oklahoma Smoke.
Yeah.
It's a
How
hidden
about this
gem.
deal? Yeah. Hey, and they got the smokers going here now. It smells like a barbecue joint now.
Oh,
That's
man.
awesome. Yeah, and the food. If you haven't eaten at Oklahoma Smoke, man, you guys got to come and try it. 'Cause unfortunately, now that my wife works here 3 days a week, that
Doing a fantastic job, by the way.
Yeah, great job, honey. But it's like, man, can we do something besides barbecue today? But I love their barbecue, and I tell this story. I preach it. I've eaten here so many times. I've still never put barbecue sauce on their ribs or their brisket. The flavor is right there. I've never put barbecue sauce on it.
My dad grew up on a 2,000 head feedlot out in southwest Kansas, and it was an atrocity growing up if you had to put anything on the meat to make it taste away. So
I bet.
I'll tell a funny story about Vegas. I was in Vegas, and I went to this. Everybody told me to go to the Golden Steer Steakhouse. And I went, and I was thinking Golden Steer, we're from Oklahoma, Western Sizzlings. No, it's not. It's real fancy. And I walk in, and all the waiters and maitre d's are in tuxedos. I might have been drinking some Jack and Cokes before, you know, when I get there. And they're real highfalutin, you know. And so everybody orders. We got like 10 people with us. Everybody orders. And my steak comes out, and the guy stands there, and he says, "Can I get you anything else?" Well, I don't put steak sauce on my steak, but I was just thinking of the whole group. Somebody might want some A1 or Heinz 57. And I go, I don't know, you might bring just a couple steak sauces or whatever. And he goes, "You're not putting steak sauce on my steak." That's right when the Jack and Coke kicked in. I said, "Well, unless you're going to be standing here paying for this sumbitch when we're done,
You better bring me a
my
bottle."
steak. So now bring me some ketchup." And he brought me a bottle of ketchup, and I put ketchup on my plate, and I'd take a bite of steak and dip in that ketchup.
Oh my god!
Just to piss him off.
That real tomato ketchup you got there?
Yeah. His last comment was, "You're not putting that on my steak." I was like, "Well, I'll show you." Yeah. Look at Remington over there. Yeah, what time does that rodeo start tonight? In case anybody wants to come out and get tickets.
Y'all, I think the rodeo starts at 7:30, and then some of the early festivities when they come out, you know, and show their
Parade.
sponsors, and then usually national anthem, 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah,
Come on out if you've never been out to the Lazy E for the International Finals Rodeo tonight, y'all.
that's a great venue too. Have you been to the Lazy E ever?
I have not.
Man, it's
To my
wild. I mean,
crying shame.
like tonight they'll have the is a huge place. Been there forever, like an Oklahoma landmark. But they'll have rodeo tonight, and then the next event will be a motocross, and they'll have all the hills and the jumps, and you see the riders flying almost up to the top of it. And then they'll have a monster truck jam, and then next week they'll have our daughter was cheerleading, and they had the big cheerleading competitions out there. So that's a multi-purpose venue. It's really
and where's that at?
It's
Guthrie, Oklahoma.
Yeah, north on I-35, almost to Guthrie. And if you're headed that way, you'll see the signs Lazy E Arena next exit, and it's off the road. You go a couple miles and make a couple of turns, and all of a sudden you just come out to that big ranch, and there's that huge
Yeah, it's beautiful
venue.
In fact, it's kind of breathtaking because you go out there during the day and you can just see how pretty it is, especially just the Oklahoma landscape.
Yeah, that's a big deal. I remember when it was built, and we had a couple other people who was going to compete with the Lazy E and built smaller venues. Lazy E's the only one still open. They do a lot there, for sure.
All right, so going back to, we got a collection of songs coming together, some recordings going on, Oklahoma Rain. Like, talk to me about, like, how did you get started in kind of the songwriting, singing? You know, what inspired you to get into that?
Well, I'll tell you what. I was in third grade, and I was going to Parkland Elementary School in Yukon, Oklahoma, and my vocal teacher asked me if I would sing Hound Dog. I was a big Elvis fan.
Yeah.
Elvis Presley fan growing up. Mom and Dad used to have him on TV. So Mom said I sang the song just like I was supposed to, but then when the teacher quit playing the piano, she said I just kept singing. I guess they had to pry the microphone out of my hand.
Now I know where that leg shaking on stage come from.
So, you know, it kind of
also a veteran.
Yeah.
Exactly. Also a veteran. Yes, he is. So it went from there at an early age. I could tell, you know, I felt like I had a gift.
Yeah.
And as I got older, I remember again, you know, we had a vocal competition. I was in seventh or eighth grade, going to IMS. They're the middle school in Yukon, and we went to a competition. And honestly, I woke up late, not expecting to go. And Mom said, "No, that's not going to happen. People depending on you. Get dressed, get up there. I'm taking you to school." So by God's grace, came home that day with about 6 medals.
Wow.
So had I not went, yeah, I'd missed out and let a lot of people down. But Mom, I think Mom saw it in me at an early age. So
yeah, that first time I ever saw him when he did the national anthem, I was like, "This guy's good." I mean, it's natural. Like he just gets it.
Thank you, brother. And then went to high school and was very successful in high school, singing in the choir, going to competitions, and had opportunity. Got in a competition at the Oklahoma Opry when I was in college. And I got to travel with the jazz band. Went to UCO on a music theater scholarship. So got to travel as a featured soloist, UCO jazz band. And time president of the university was George Nye, so he was very supportive of the arts. Then we got invited to go out and do some private shows. And basically it was booster money, donor money, trying to music in the music department. Started doing auditions, and each summer, my first summer I joined the Army, and my second summer I got a contract with Discoveryland doing musical Oklahoma outdoor video. And it just became after that I just each summer I started getting jobs through Warner Brothers. I signed a contract with them one summer. EK Gaylord Entertainment. So that's all I wanted to do was just sing music. And got married, and we moved home. Got me a trade. My wife and I divorced, and then so I was just raising my daughter, and I put my music aside for quite a while. By the time she got into high school, that's when she's like, "Dad, I think you got to start doing your music again." So I'd go to my bedroom and just kind of play with the guitar, pick around. And I was listening to a guy by the name of Ray Wiley Hubbard one day on the radio, and I was like, "Man, I like that song." Then I started my mind started going. I was like, "Man, "Dear Lord, if I could write one song, will you please give me the lyrics and the melody?" And Oklahoma Rain came to me, and honestly, it's about my cousins live out in western Oklahoma, and they're ranchers, and we had gone 51 days straight with triple digits. I want to say the year was 2011. That's how old this song is, but not as old as me. But anyways, and then it's got an undercurrent about a summer crush, a girl that used to come in from Tennessee to see her dad in the summer. And so that's how basically that song came about.
Praying for the rain.
They were praying for the rain, and
Yeah.
when it came, they were very grateful and very, very thankful for the rain.
Speaking of that, you got your guitar with you?
I do have my guitar, but just by chance.
You want to do some of that song?
I can, man. I'd be honored to.
I'm so jealous that it's a Taylor. Gosh,
Oh, gosh.
talking about playing on active duty, like I had this thing every time we would pull into a different country or different port, I'd go buy myself a little guitar. There's only one left of that collection. I have still not purchased my first Taylor yet, so I'm gonna tag Taylor guitars in this post. Like, if you want to send us one more in the barrel,
I'll take one. I mean, come on. Yeah. But before you do that, you were in the Navy, right?
I was.
Thank you for your service too.
I
man.
appreciate
That's
that.
Yes, thank you, Mike.
Thanks for paying your taxes. I had a really good time.
awesome.
It was an honor to serve.
My grandson's 21 and he's in the military, and it's really cool because he'd always thank veterans when he saw them before he went in. He would just eat up with it. But now he says, when people say, "Hey, thank you for your service," he says, "It was my honor."
Yeah.
Yep. And that response, and I've got it from some World War II vets, whatever. And when they respond like that, it's pretty cool.
I normally don't wear this hat. My kids got this for me on one of our Branson trips. So
Okay, cool.
I try to stay under the radar.
Now you look like a tourist.
Yeah.
Anyway, Brice, go ahead and do that.
Yeah,
song,
let's take
man.
it away.
Let me.
I tune it up first.
I said on the last episode that might have been my favorite one, but with the music, I'm pretty sure this is going to be my
It's
favorite.
pretty cool, man. Yeah. Thanks for having us, by the way, man. That's awesome.
Home summer raindrops, the kind of love that knocks you off your feet. She's Oklahoma sweet. I hear that rain falling down. It's falling quickly on that red dirt ground. From an Oklahoma rain. Heavy downpour from the sky. She's making music for a lullaby. From an Oklahoma rain, yeah. Those crackling and booming sounds. Heavy raindrops falling down from my home. Summer raindrops. Kind of love that knocks you off your feet. She's got you begging more, please. The thunder and the lightning strikes. They'll cover clouds through those stormy nights. From an Oklahoma rain. Swirling winds all around. Her love will carry you homeward bound. From an Oklahoma rain, yeah. Crackling and booming sounds. Tumbleweeds through those towns. From my home, summer raindrops. Kind of love that knocks you off your feet. She's got you begging more, please. Oh, yes, she does. Home summer raindrops. That kind of love that knocks you off your feet.
Oh, that's
God
good,
dang.
ain't it? That's good. Ain't it? Hey, we got everybody out here in the restaurant. Man.
Thank
They
you
turn
for
their
that.
heads every time we do that. It's awesome. Thank you guys. That's awesome.
I mean, fantastic.
Thank you, man. Thank you very much.
That's some authentic heart and soul right there.
That is it. So and that's the first song that we recorded that we're working on right now, getting out, and a couple of his other originals. So yeah, it's awesome.
Brice, where can people find you online? Is there some social media
Yes,
presence?
I am on Facebook. I do have a Brice Davis page. We are in the process of setting up a Brice Davis Band website, so people will be able to catch some videos on there. But right now, I have been starting to put on some videos on my page, so people can start listening to. But we'll definitely get out there on Spotify, get out there on Apple, get out there on Instagram. But right now, it's just kind of Facebook place to be.
Okay. All right. And any anticipated date of the completion for the recordings to get out there?
It's up to our engineer now.
Yeah. No pressure on that guy.
Yeah,
Hurry up.
Come on, Kevin. Let's go. We need it, Kevin.
Look at the pace. Come on, brother.
Yeah.
God bless all those guys.
Man, I'm telling you. Yeah,
that is
it's a craft.
Oh my gosh,
craft,
you know.
Unless you see the hard work those guys put in.
You know, pressing that space bar and going back to the beginning, or the last 8 measures or whatever. Let me tell you, that is
the other night, and the guy's like, he's hearing some little sound, and we were just recording my drums, just laying down a drum track, and Brice playing along with me, and he just keeps hearing this sound, and we're all just sitting there, and like 30 minutes later, he's like, I just can't find it. I go, dude, just record it. Like, he goes, I can't.
Yeah, right.
It's driving me crazy.
I love a good sound guy. Shout out to Christian Wilson. He's my guy for the stage. Yeah. My hearing. I need to get my disability claim put together.
That's mailbox money right there.
I can't imagine what these guys hear when they're doing all that tuning. It's just crazy.
It was just a little crackle. And I was hearing it in my headphones, but I'm like, just go. He's like, I can't do it with that there. I got to find it. So, yeah.
They are very, very meticulous about their craft. That is
very much.
Yeah.
God bless the sound engineers.
Yeah, for real. Where would we be without them?
I don't have the patience, man.
We would be unamplified without them. That's what it would be. We'd all be Church of Christ.
Yeah. I just want to sing and play my guitar.
Yeah, I grew up. My real father passed away when I was like 4 years old, and then I got into playing drums and playing music. But he was a devout Church of Christ, his whole family, and so I would have never been able to play drums or be in a band had I grown up in that. So
my wife grew up that way, and the first time I went to church with her, it was the most ironic sermon that I've ever heard in my life. The guy who was preaching was the stepbrother to Elvis Presley.
Oh wow!
And I was just like, and he even made a joke about it of like, it's ironic that the king of rock and roll stepbrother is in here in a Church of Christ
with no music.
No music.
That's awesome.
But I think that's kind of, I don't know that he was Church of Christ, but like Elvis, Johnny Cash. I mean, like hymns and church is kind of one of the first venues that those guys learned to play and sing.
The foundation for a lot of those guys. Yeah.
And I have to admit myself too. My parents grew up in a Baptist church, so I love those old hymnals.
Yeah.
And
Number 61 was the way we always ended a communion service growing up.
Yeah.
I think it was "And Can It Be?"
Wow, that's a good memory, man.
Yep. Shout out to Mindy Coons. She was always the one who, the pastor who wants to, a song we want to sing to finish it off. It was always number 61. And Can It Be?
Turn your hymnal to page 60, number 61.
I'd like to know from the audience, when was the last time you opened a hymnal and turned to a page?
Yeah.
That's just not a thing.
About that. We're not going to tell them here.
But
no doubt.
I didn't think that'd be the one that gave the awkward pause, but
well, I'm trying
what
to
a friend we have in Jesus.
Like here it goes. Yeah. So yeah, man, we're just doing the music thing out here. The Oklahoma music scene is rocking and rolling. It's alive. So,
where do you feel like I was talking to a guy about that, and he felt the opposite way. It was kind of I think his thing was kind of metal bands and that kind of genre. Where do you think are some of the best places to go for some Oklahoma original music?
Well,
they have the Blue Door down.
The Blue Door in Norman. A lot of around the campus. There's a lot of original guys there. I've got a nephew down there that plays a lot of original music. He's a veteran also, and just kind of the off the path places. Like right now, like my main band is a cover band, and I mean, we play shows to entertain people, to play songs they know already, whatever. So, but there's some places, the Blue Note, the Blue Door, they will have the singer songwriter set down listening rooms that you can go and check it out.
But, Hollywood Corners, I got to throw
Corners in Norman. Yeah,
Rick Fauble runs that at the.
Yeah, Rick Fauble's a friend of ours, and he runs a.
I think he's played on the stage. I think I was talking to him.
He's in the Red Grass String Band.
Yep. I think
Great guy.
Girl Stock. I think they were playing at Girl Stock. So yeah,
great guy.
And he's running a singer songwriter night at Hollywood Corners. I think it's on Sundays. And he'll have 3 or 4 or 5 artists just come in and showcase their original music.
Well, I'm trying to convince Ian and Jared and Brent. Let's just bring the stage in over here and we'll start. Hey, Oklahoma Smoke can become a premier location.
We talked about it. That'd be awesome. Yeah. The neighbors are going to complain though.
Well, we'll keep it down just to acoustic. Acoustic.
We're going to turn it up. That's a lie. We're going to turn it up.
Loud, bombastic sound.
It's always an idea to keep it low. No, it's live music, man. Come on.
Yeah.
And I've had that experience. I used to run Hollywood Corners, and I put the live music back into Hollywood Corners, and all the neighbors started complaining about it, and the cops got involved, and they were trying to shut me down. And we actually ended up, the song, I think about it all the time, I fought the law and the law won. I did beat them one time. I beat city council, man. I beat City Hall.
Well, I'm glad you won because I haven't yet.
I have not heard that song in a long time. Yeah. I'm going to add that to the Spotify list.
There you go. Yeah. I think about it, but we did that. But the live music scene is like, we were fighting to keep it. And what was ironic is Rick Fauble's wife was my advocate. Like, she was helping me. And she was in charge of when they designed the Norman flag, the city of Norman flag. And nobody ever knew what all the emblems were on it. And one of them was a music note, which meant we support live music. And so now I've got the city of Norman running at me, trying to shut me down for having live music. And
a core value.
It was the deal of that they were listening to seven or 8 people and not listen to the 300 people. I was drawing people from Yukon, El Reno, Shawnee coming there. And then those people from that town would talk to me and go, hey, we're trying to figure out why all of our people are coming from here to there. So eventually I had to get a petition signed, and I got like 5,000 names signed. And the city of Norman said, I shouldn't have said their name, but they said, well, we're not going to we're not going to count the people that don't live in Norman. I said, I'm drawing people in from other towns and cities for live music, and they're paying taxes in your city, and you're not going to count their vote? Really? So we ended up winning, but that Dana, Rick's wife, she stepped in to help me, and she, in the city council meeting that we won, she said, I was in charge, I was on the committee designing the Norman flag, and one of the things we put in there was live music, and you guys are trying to shut it.
Is that still on there?
Yeah, it's still.
It's funny to me. I was just talking. I mentor some young guys every now and again, a bunch of knuckleheads. I love all of you, but but I was telling one just a couple nights ago. It's funny sometimes the things that it takes to remind you who you are.
Yeah.
This is who we said we want to be. This is who we were, and now we're fighting to be that.
Whenever we went to that city council meeting, I had all the support, and a girl just made all these T-shirts, and I've still got one that said, I support live music at Hollywood Corners. And I show up at the city council meeting with 300 people wearing these shirts. And one of the city council members walks by and goes, boy, you know how to draw a crowd, don't you? I go, that's what I'm doing out here. I'm having live music. So when
they make a movie about this, they'll, after the credits roll, they'll show this scene right here talking about that moment.
Yeah. I mean, it was a big deal. They were trying to shut me down, and we did all the numbers for them. Like, that had been a business over the years for almost 100 years. It's 100 years old now, but it had been a tire shop, it had been a bar, been a card playing place, been a gas station, everything. And in the first year that we were there, we generated more tax dollars for the city of Norman than that business had in 60 years. And
Wow.
here they are trying to shut it down. So
Yeah.
against live music. So
I think there's an old adage of you don't bite the hand that feeds you or something like that.
Yeah.
There's a reason why that came out, huh?
Yeah, no doubt. So
Foolishness.
But yeah,
Foolishness
the
at its
live
best.
music. That's what we're talking about today. Is just the live music. It's alive in Oklahoma City and more surrounding area, metropolitan area. Just support your local bands. Come out to the places.
Big time.
Hear us all play, and we're doing it for you guys. Or so.
Sure.
Yeah, don't just listen to your Spotify suggested next lineup. Like dig up these local artists, please.
Yeah, you brought up AI earlier. So another thing I've noticed is with everybody on their phones or whatever, people are even get shy about walking up and tipping a band. So then we had to start like the digital virtual tip
Right.
jar where they could not have to get up and walk up in front of people. And I did a deal. I would do a GoPro Live, and I started out just filming the whole show. I just had it stationary, filmed the whole show, and I had a lot of followers. Well, then nobody was tipping the artist, so I would run it for 15 minutes, and then you could buy in to keep the live stream going. And then I would have people come and open the door and walk in and go, "Man, I was watching that, and you turned it off, so I just came down." I was like, "That's even better for me. You're here, So, yeah. And also, real quick about veterans, I do a deal. Kaysen.
Yes.
Kaysen's a veteran, and he's a great singer. He's actually in my other band, but I started out when he came out of the military. I caught him doing karaoke, and I knew he was something. Like when I heard him say,
"We vets do love ourselves some good karaoke."
And so I started. I had a deal for a long time with him and his buddy that came out after Kaysen got out. He got out, and I did it was called a veteran tribute, and let these guys do it. And we would invite any veteran that played music, good, bad, whatever. If you played, you get to come and get a stage. It was for the veteran, and we did that for about 2 years until those guys moved on to bigger, better things. But it was really cool to see the veterans that came out and hear their stories about. Kaysen was like, "Man, when I was in Iraq, the only thing that got me through many, many nights was my guitar."
Yeah.
So yeah, we do support veterans. Of course, he's a veteran.
That was so big on my deployment. And I didn't ever end up anywhere super, crazy. But that isolation piece definitely played a part. And I had a roommate, Mario Nunez, fantastic dude. Talk about formative years. This was that for me. We were in Japan, and Mario would play this Hispanic music, and it was so man. I just loved falling asleep. Mario sitting there playing me some music, and it's like that art.
Yeah, music is as universal.
It was huge. It was so huge.
Thing about music.
Yeah, I used to watch a band at the state fair here in Oklahoma every year, and they were from India, and they played all different kinds of flutes, and like acoustic shakers and stuff.
Yep.
And I'd go to the fair and let the family go do all the stuff, and I'd just sit there and listen to those guys. I couldn't understand a word they were saying, but just the rhythms and whatever, it was music.
Yeah. When I was stationed out in Hawaii, man, I just fell in love with that Polynesian music. Like I couldn't tell you a deadgum thing that song is about, but man, I love it. I've got a buddy. You talk about the woodwinds. I got a buddy that I host a bonfire every Tuesday night, and one of the guys that comes out is in a Irish folk band, Tim Hart, and I think one of the it's going to take me a minute to think of what one of the names of the groups that he's in, but there's a gal in there that she plays all kinds of little whistle, flute, whatevers, and I'm just like, man, I dig me some Irish folk music, really bad.
Very unique.
Well, there's a local artist named Casper McQuaid that I played a lot of shows with and did a lot of music with him. But he does an Irish music show. Like he comes. I mean, he wears a kilt. He does it all.
Yes.
And he does. It's a great show.
A dark beer night.
Yeah, it is. It is a dark beer night. No doubt.
No kidding.
For sure.
I love that stuff. I'll never forget. I was in Singapore. And that was the first time I went into an Irish pub. That was upside down and backwards all kinds of ways.
I got a funny story about that. One of my sons is traveling. He went on a tour with the Reed Southall band, which he's now part of the band. He's hired on, but he had quit drinking. Like he just went on a hiatus and kind of living healthy and quit drinking beer. And one of their shows was on St. Patrick's Day. Was in Ireland, and he wasn't drinking.
That's a rough crowd to be in sometimes when that's your
You
situation.
picked a bad time to quit drinking beer, I promise you. Yeah. So, anyway, hey, I got an idea. We're going to wrap this up here in a second, but, man, usually we start a show with, I don't mean to put you on the spot here, we start a show with Brice doing the national anthem. Could we end this?
Oh,
with him
heck
doing
yeah.
the national anthem?
Please. That'd be an awesome way to do this. Yeah. Uncover.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Amazing. Give it up for Brice Davis.
Play ball.
Play ball.
That was awesome. Absolute,
Thank you
hands
very
down,
much.
favorite episode ever.
And
Thank you for coming out.
and that's what he does. That's how I met him. He walks right up there and delivers that, and I was like, "You're hired."
Yeah, I can see why. Guys, go out, Lazy E Arena tonight. You get to listen to this one more time.
One more time.
And then
Yeah.
Vegas coming up.
Well, it'll be Key West.
Key
down in
West,
Florida.
sorry.
Vegas will be in October.
And I think I can say this. I'm sure that just like our show, Brice has got one more in the barrel.
One more thing in the barrel. Yeah. How about if I do that? Yeah, I'll do one more.